Hello everybody, welcome back to Mindful Monday and welcome to the space where we honour each other's presence. Today I would like to share with you a topic that I think that we can all benefit from, and that is forgiveness and compassion. We have all had situations in our lives where we have needed compassion or forgiveness if we really sit and think about it. And not only that, we have also had situations where we have given forgiveness and we have given compassion. Now today I am going to ask you to maybe think of a situation in your life where you could extend that forgiveness and that compassion a little bit more. Maybe you've had a situation in your past or in your current life that where you have the power right now to start to practice and start to learn how to forgive and have compassion. Now, when I'm speaking about this, there will be a lot of people out there that will think or say that it's not an easy thing to do, which I want to say with you right now that I totally agree. Especially if it is a situation where you have felt trauma or you felt hurt or you felt that you were in your right and somebody made you in the wrong, we'll say. It can go in any area. It could also be something as simple as you're in a job where you don't really get on with a co-worker and you seem to clash a lot, and sometimes they could say things or do things that could upset you. So today I want you to, after this video, maybe to take a few moments. And first of all, I think it's very important that we start with ourselves. So maybe think of a moment in your life where you did something or said something and you felt bad about it afterwards and you wanted forgiveness and the person extended forgiveness to you and compassion. This could have happened in childhood or it could have happened in the present, or we'll say the recent past. So think about a moment like that and just feel that into your heart and realise how good it felt to be understood and to be forgiven and to have that compassion offered to you. So the way we start is really always by doing it ourselves, and when we sit and realise that somebody has given that to us, then it's easier for us to give it to somebody else. Not only that, when we forgive ourselves, we can also start to forgive ourselves for something that we've done in the past, and start to realise that we don't have to stay in that moment. That was something that we have done in our youth or a couple of years ago, whenever it may be. Maybe you have never done anything, but I think every single person has something that they they need forgiveness for, or they've done something that they haven't forgiven themselves for. And really, it's very important to understand that it's never too late to forgive yourself and have compassion for yourself. Self-compassion is so important. And the more self-compassion we have for ourselves and forgiveness that we have for ourselves, the more we'll be able to share that with our families and our friends and our community. Now, when I'm speaking about this, I'm not saying or justifying anything that we've done really wrong in our lives or that somebody else has done wrong. But what I am saying is that if we are willing to change and the people around us are willing to change, then it is a good way of offering peace to ourselves and to the people around us, is by forgiving ourselves and have self-compassion, and also extending that even if we're not speaking with a person that we've had an argument with, or we're not in the room with the person, but to do it mentally and or even to physically do it in our own hearts, to put our hands in our heart and think of that person. Now, I have done a meditation on last week's Mindful Monday, so you can also use that to assist you on practicing forgiveness and compassion. And you can always start with something relatively small. So even starting with yourself, something silly you may have done, and just start to notice what comes up for you that you weren't so proud of, or that you weren't so compassionate to yourself about, or that something silly that you haven't forgiven yourself for. So always start with you. And again, if you want to start with something small, for somebody else that you want to start to forgive for, I think this is also a good idea. And then as you get better at it, you can extend that further out to the major things that you really, really find the hardest to deal with, and also to even think about. You know, it's very important that we realize that when we carry this energy of non-forgiveness, it's not only affecting us internally, it's affecting our own energy and how we carry ourselves with the people, the good people in our lives, because we always have that little bit of resentment or hurt that we're carrying around, or a little chip on our shoulder from somebody else's words or something they've done to us, you know. And this is true for every single person. We've all felt it in one way or another. So today I invite you to start to notice and to start to maybe maybe reflect on it, you know. Try and bring to mind someone that's done something to you, and maybe start small. And then the more you do this, try to practice this to a stage where you can reach the thing that hurt you most, or the thing that you find hard to forgive, you know, or the person you find hard to forgive. Maybe somebody's betrayed you. Maybe somebody has hurt you. And try and keep in mind that you're not saying what the person did was right. Okay, this is very important to say. But what you are doing is you're releasing that energy out of your body, and you're extending forgiveness to them for the sake of the people around you, and more importantly for yourself. So that's what I would like to offer you this week, is the invitation to start forgiving yourself, having compassion for yourself, and then starting small with little things, even down to a neighbour if you've had a little problem, or with even a family member. Start to forgive and to have compassion for them, because it's very important that we realise, even from the small things or to the larger things, that people that do things to hurt us, you know, it's not something that, you know, and even though at the moment we think they're deliberately doing, I really believe that people that hurt are people that have been hurt. People who speak bad words to you or negative words to you are people who have heard negative words and have been spoken to like that themselves. So always keep that in mind, even though you don't have to put up with it, and you do not have to surround yourself with people like that. You can have compassion for them all the same, and you can still extend forgiveness to cut that energy, to release that from your own body. Because the more we have resentments, the more we have angers, or the more we don't have compassion for ourselves and others, the harder it is for us to be healthy, disease-free, to be able to just go through life in peace. Because the more resentments we have and the more hurts that we carry, the harder it is to be at peace in our lives. And let's be honest here, we all have challenges, you know, we all have everyday life experiences, and we could have families, we could have jobs, and you know, life is busy enough without carrying burdens in our heart, without holding resentments, without having all this extra baggage. So I just want to share this with you today, and maybe for you to reflect on that, and just to realise that even if it was you that have done something wrong to somebody else, or whatever it may be, maybe the person did something to you, have compassion for yourself and realise that that was then and this is now, and you have the choice to change, and you have the choice to change your own energy. And you can always, you know, do a random act of kindness, or you know, be more grateful for all the amazing people you have in your life, even though you've done something wrong in your life, you know, and maybe you have not, maybe somebody has done something to you. I really wanted to get this video across in a way that it could fit everybody. So it doesn't matter the who's or the whats. The most important part is learning. For compassion and forgiveness are the number one ways to have peace in our hearts, in our minds, and in our lives. And to be grateful, to be able to do that, and to be able to extend that and at the same time honor our presence and honor our own energy, and honor the people around us in our close vicinity that have actually maybe even suffered because of our resentments or our hurts, you know, because when we carry things like that around, we can sometimes project that onto others too, and we don't want to continue that cycle. We want to break it, you know. We want to grow, we want to develop into healthy human beings, and we want to share that with the people around us. And if we want to be like that, we have to model that, you know, for our younger generation, so that they too can grow up with the knowingness that it's a good way to be, and that if somebody does something wrong, that you have every right to stand in your power and say, no, I'm not comfortable about this, but not to hold that person's energy in your body, to be able to release it, let it go and surrender, to be able to open your heart to peace, forgiveness and compassion. So I wish you all a very happy Monday, and I hope that this video has helped you in some way in your life, as I think that every single person has someone to forgive, or, you know, someone to be more compassionate for. You know, and we can do this in small ways. Like I said, we start small and we practice it, and the more we practice it, the better we become at it. So guys, I'm going to give you all a great big kiss. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting the like button. But most of all, thank you for your presence. And I'll see you all again very soon. Bye for now.